Hi, everyone. Good morning. We're going to give just a few minutes to everyone to join us, okay? So at 10:03, we'll begin. Okay, perfect. So right now we're going to start, okay? So first, thank you all for joining us today for our second webinar of the year, Colombia 2024, of the Beating Path. This session will be led by our commercial manager, Margarita Garcia, who possesses extensive knowledge of the country, its key regions, hidden gems, and most health experiences for your itinerary. She is the leader of the commercial team that collaborates with you to co-create memorable journeys. Of course, we'll have a Q&A session at the end, so please feel free to ask her any questions you may have by using the webinar chat. We will make sure to read and answer and address all of them. Let's give her a warm welcome. Margarita?
Thank you, Andre, for the introduction. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us and for wanting to learn a little bit more about our beautiful country. I'm very excited to take you on a virtual journey today to some of our most stunning and remote destinations. We're going to be talking about Caño Cristales, the Colombian Amazon, and Barichara. So we'll be sharing this recording with you after we're finished. So before we dive into our main topic, I would like to briefly remind you why Metropolitan Touring is the ideal ally for your client's trip to Colombia, as well as to Peru and Ecuador. So as you know, we are a trusted regional DMC. We have presence in Ecuador, Peru, and Colombia, and we have over 70 years of experience. We have developed an intimate understanding of our destinations, and we perfect our tours based on our clients' interests. We are major players and pioneers. As you may know, we were the first company to have ships in the Galapagos Islands, which we continue to operate. And this is also, this has allowed us to create very valuable, long-lasting partnerships along the way. We are also very committed to the environment, and besides being caretakers of our destinations, we strive to empower travelers to make a positive impact in the future of our planet and the places they visit. In Ecuador, we take pride in being a carbon neutral company. And we also value deeply our relationship with local partners and communities. And these are just a couple of the many reasons why we are the ideal partners for you, or as I like to call it, we are the extension of your own company in South America. Okay, so we're going to start with Caño Cristales. Caño Cristales is often referred as the river of 5 colors. So to understand this destination, it is important to know, to keep in mind that we have 2 main seasons in this area that we call the color season and the dry season. So although it can be visited all year round, the most popular time of the year would be the color season, because the river has a specific kind of plankton, aquatic plant, that gives colors when it is underwater. So when it's the dry season, the river water is too low and these aquatic plants are not active or visible. So you are not going to be able to see the colors of the river, why the region is so famous. However, there are many options of other experiences that you can do during the dry season. Okay, so to reach this natural wonder, we fly to the National Park of La Macarena in the department of El Meta that we're seeing here in blue. There are commercial flights available from Bogota, Cali, Medellin, and Villavicencio during the color season. Here in the screen, you can see these, the days of the weeks. And from Villavicencio, we have flights all year round, every day of the week. We also can offer very affordable charter flights any day of the year. We recommend our clients to stay at least 2 nights in the area. However, they can stay as long as 5 nights and they will still have something different to do every day. So the adventure begins immediately as we arrive, because all of the flights are in the morning. So we land in the Macarena, sorry, in the Macarena region. And once we arrive, we do, we guide our passengers through. They receive a short mandatory talk from the park rangers, and we will take care of the luggage and the check-in in the area. Then we take a 20-minute boat ride and we go straight to our activities. So clients should be prepared and dressed for an active day upon arrival. So we take a 20-minute boat ride and we arrive to our first destination, that is Caño Cristalitos. So once we reach in the boat, we will hike about 25 minutes to a lookout area where we're going to have the first contact of the vibrant colors of the river in the region. And then we're going to continue with a 45-minute walk to Caño Cristalitos, our main destination for the day, where our guests will be able to swim. We're going to have lunch there. We will decide like what time to do it during the activity, and it is provided by us. And then after we enjoy the time here, we take another 45-minute walk back to the boat, and now we go to the hotel, we do our check-in and relax for the rest of the day. On a second day, we will visit Caño Cristales, one of the main attractions. So its color range from pink, yellow, green, blue, and it is a unique site. I don't know if maybe you've seen Encanto, the Disney movie, but you may have seen the river there. So the route for this second day and the departure time are determined by the park rangers according to how many people are in the natural park for the day. So we can be leaving around 7 or 8 a.m. And then we're going to have a 7-hour day experience in the area. So we're going to have a 40-minute ride. Then we can walk, we can just do a picnic, we're going to have lunch in the area, we can swim in the river and just enjoy the day in the area. During one of the nights, our clients will be able to have a real local experience with a traditional dinner under the stars and live music performance. Amongst other experiences, we can also do horseback riding, we can do night walks around the area, we can navigate to the Silence Lagoon or Laguna del Silencio with a local farmer, and we can do sport fishing here. And these are just another options to do during the visit to Cañón Cristales. And as I mentioned, during the dry season, we will not be able to visit the river. However, we can visit this location that is Ciudad de Piedra, or the Stone City, which is a natural labyrinth with rock formations that only wind and water could have sculpted. This is only accessible during the dry season, because during the rainy season, you cannot reach it. So it's also not the same as the river, but there's also many options. Along all of the during the whole year, sorry, we can do also kayaking. We have cacao workshops at the hotel. We can do a corn-based cooking class, or just relax in the beautiful hotel. So for a memorable stay, our partner hotel is La Manigua Lodge. This is an eco-friendly option that offers unique immersive experience in nature. All meals are included either on the lodge or during the excursions, as I mentioned. And they are also very committed to the conservation and support of local communities, adding an extra layer of purpose, which is always very important for metropolitan touring. So this hotel has 3 family cabins with a double bed and 3 singles. Then there's 2 couples cabins with 1 queen bed and 1 single bed. And then we have 1 deluxe room, which is like the suite. It has a king bed and 2 singles. This room has hot water, which means the others don't, but you don't need it in the area. And it also has a terrace and a bathtub. So in total, these are 6 cabins, sorry, but they have plenty of room for big groups or families. So now we're going to go to the Amazon region. So this is one of the most biodiverse regions in the world. To get there, we fly into Leticia, that's the capital and the main getaway to the Amazon. Our suggestion is to spend at least 2 nights and 3 days in the Amazon. So our expert advice is to bring your repellent, very important, long sleeve cotton shirts and long fresh pants. The humidity in the area is very high, and the temperature can reach up to 30 degrees Celsius, around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So we recommend the long sleeves to protect you from the sun and from the mosquitoes. So the repellent is very important. So the Amazon is a place of amazing beauty and cultural richness. It's home to countless species of animals and plants, many of which are only found in the Amazon River area. So this region is also very rich in indigenous cultures, each with its own unique traditions and way of life. So we like to suggest a visit to the indigenous village during the stay in the Amazon, where our clients will be able to interact with the locals. We have the Jagua and the Ticuna tribes in the area, and we can observe their culture, their costumes, their handcrafts, and also buy some of this and learn about their way of life. On a second day in the Amazon, we can experience a hike through the natural reserve to see the Mata Mata stream, or Quebrada Mata Mata. Here we see high jungle landscapes. We can see the stream, we can see diverse wildlife, plant adaptations. There are many plants that have adapted to the environment of the Amazon, and we'll be able to see them. And we can learn along the way about some very interesting indigenous legends that they have in the area. So in the high water season in this area, we can also navigate through the flooded forest in a canoe. And these jungle treks are with very knowledgeable local guides that will offer us a chance to learn about the ecosystem and to spot very exotic species, because these guides have an amazing sight. They find everything in the jungle. So on another experience that we recommend in the Amazon, we can do visit the Mocagua Island. So this is part of the Amacayacu National Park, that is Colombia's national park of the Amazon. It has a unique flora and fauna, including the Victoria Amazonica, which is the world's largest water lily, these big leaves on the water. During the high water season, the tour is made by canoe. After this visit, we can take a boat to the Peruvian part of the Amazon, and we can search for the pink dolphins and watch the sunset in the river. So amongst other experiences in the Amazon, we can also arrange an early morning bird watching. As you know, Colombia, and specifically the Amazon, has the largest variety of bird species in the world. So for bird watchers, this is an amazing destination. Also for adventure seekers, there are opportunities to do kayaking, they can do fishing, piranha fishing, and they can do canopy tours. And we are also big fans of night walks. However, I believe it's not for the faint-hearted, because you can see very exotic animals very close to you in the night. However, I did enjoy it. So just to keep in mind, it's not for everybody. And during our stay in the Amazon, we recommend to stay in Calanoa. So this is a 50-hectare natural reserve that offers luxury accommodation and a cultural experience in a unique setting with stunning architecture. They also have renowned cuisine. They blend Amazonian, Brazilian, Colombian, and Peruvian cuisine into all their meals. And they offer, well, very comfortable accommodation, excellent service, and a lot of opportunities to view wildlife and do cultural exchanges in the vicinities of the hotel. So they have 7 bungalows. They have 3 standards that are for 2 people. They have 1 junior suite, which has a double bed. And then they have 3 specific suites. One is a capu, which is accessible for people with limited mobility. We have Me Too, which has a double bed and a single bed. And then we have the tree house, which is one of the most popular. This is a house on a tree, and it has 2 separate bedrooms. So that would be the Amazon. And finally, we will journey to Barichara. So Barichara is recognized as a national monument, and it's often called the most beautiful town in Colombia. So to get to Barichara, you can fly from Bucaramanga, which is the closest city. You fly to Bucaramanga, sorry, which is the closest city. We can fly from Bogota, from Medellin, Cartagena, or even the Coffee region. So we fly into Bucaramanga, and then from there, we have a couple of options. So the first one and the main one is a scenic 3-hour drive from Bucaramanga to Barichara. We can also skip half of this drive. We can do a helicopter from Bucaramanga to the Chicamocha Canyon, which is this area. So we fly by helicopter to the Chicamocha, and then we do a 1.5-hour drive to Barichara. And a third and final option would be a drive. So we are not big fans of driving because as you know, we are in the middle of the Andes mountain range, so our roads are extremely curvy, specifically in this area of the country. So for clients that really like and insist on doing a road trip, our suggestion would be to start in Bogota. They can do a 3-hour drive to Villa de Leyva, which is an other colonial town that is very beautiful. You can spend 1 day there, and then from Barichara to, no, sorry, from Villa de Leyva to Barichara, it is a 4.5-hour drive. So that would be like the land option to get to Barichara. We recommend our clients to spend about 2 or even 3 nights in the area just to slow down and enjoy the rhythm of town life and disconnect from the big cities. So Barichara is a gem known for its well-preserved colonial architecture and charming cobblestone streets. It is a national patrimony and UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is, so here you can start with a walking tour of the town. We, in the main square, we have the impressive stone church. It is a great starting point for a walking tour in which you will be charmed with the whitewashed houses with red tiled roofs, which is traditional architecture from the area. And we have a lot of beautiful lush gardens also around. So for dining, actually, Barichara offers amazing, delightful culinary experiences. We have amazing restaurants, and we can also do street food tasting. We can try the local delicacy of hormigas culonas. So these are literally big bottom ants. They are very good. They taste like peanuts. So you can try these, and we can also do handcraft workshops in the town. And we can also explore the outskirts of the town by horseback riding. One of the must-do experiences in Barichara would be to visit the town of Guane, which is close by. We go hiking through the Camino Real, which is an old road used by the Spaniards. So this is a scenic 2-hour trail. It offers amazing views, as we can see here, and also on the way we can find handcrafts like stone carving and pottery, and these are also amazing souvenirs for your clients to bring back home. Barichara is also ideal for active clients, so we can do mountain biking in the outskirts as well. We can do whitewater rafting and paragliding. This is in the Chicamocha Canyon, if you remember where we arrived from the helicopter flight. This is the canyon, so we can even combine the helicopter with the rafting and then going to the town. So just to give you an idea of the many activities for adventure seekers. So for Barichara, our recommended accommodation would be Casa Barichara. This is charming boutique hotel that blends modern comfort with traditional architecture. It has a very central location, which makes it very easy to explore the town, and we can personalize the service to ensure a cozy and relaxing stay. So this can be used as a hotel with the separate rooms, or we can also privatize it for a group. So they have a total of 6 rooms um, that can have up to 18 people. However, they do not accept kids under the age of 10. So if we have families with younger kids, we have other options of accommodations, but this is the one that we recommend the most. So just to recap about these amazing destinations, Barichara, Caño Cristales, and the Colombian Amazon, each one offers unique and unforgettable experiences of and showcase the natural beauty of Colombia. So we want to give you an idea of how you can include these 3 of the beaten path destinations in your client um, visits and trips to Colombia. So here you can see how you can combine all these destinations also with Bogota and Medellin, 2 of the main cities. So for example, you can start in Bogota, then you fly into Caño Cristales, and then you fly to Medellin. You can finish there or continue to Barichara. So it is a very easy way to combine. In here, we have the minimum time suggested for each destination. And as you can see in Caño Cristales, we have 4 days. This is my personal suggestion because I believe this destination is too unique to go on a rush. So this is what we would recommend. And well, we have limited time today. We don't want to steal too much of your time, but I do want to mention other gems that we have in Colombia. So in case you have people asking about them, or you can have them in mind and ask for our advice if you need something for this type of travel and clients. So the first one would be in the Magdalena region. This is our own version of Machu Picchu, not comparable, but it is also a beautiful town in the jungle. So this is called the Lost City of Santa Marta. It is a pre-Columbian town that was built in the year 800 before Christ. So it is a hidden archaeological marvel that you can only visit by doing a 4 to 6 day trek. So you're gonna have to stay in local homes. There is no luxury accommodation in the area, but I believe the luxury is being able to visit this wonder. And you get to interact with the locals and the native population of the area. So the real trek is 6 days. A lot of people requested for a shorter one, but if you want to do it like the right way, I would recommend the 6 days. Now we go to the Pacific coast. As you know, Colombia is a country with the 2 oceans. So we were in the Caribbean. Now we're going to the Pacific. And here we can do whale watching during the breeding season, that is around October, November. So for whale watching, these are the ideal months. However, you can go all year round. We actually operate cruises in this area, so it is a very remote, very rustic destination, but it's an amazing hidden gem of Colombia. And finally, we have our insular region, where we have San Andres and Providencia, and Providence Islands. So the ocean in San Andres in Providencia is known as the 7-color ocean. So as you can see from today's session, we are a colorful country. So the islands are ideal for snorkeling and for scuba diving, actually. So in Colombia, there are not many scuba diving locations, but San Andres and Providencia are the place to go if that's what you're looking for, or you can just sit back and relax by the beach. So with this, we wrap up today's session. I just want to thank you, everybody, for joining me today. And before we open the mics for questions that you can ask about all of the destinations, I want to invite you to stay tuned for our upcoming webinars and promotions. So our next webinar will be about Peru. It is in August. The time is the day is to be defined yet, but you can save this QR code or scan it to sign in, and we will be sending you all the information. We will also have third and final webinar about Colombia. This should take place around October, and the theme has not been defined. So if you have suggestions for us, things you want to know about Colombia, please let us know, and we'll keep them in mind to organize our next webinar. So Andre, I don't know if you have any questions in the chat or if anybody wants to ask anything. On the meantime, I just want to mention, do not forget that we are a regional company and we are able to combine all of our countries. So you can do Colombia and Peru. We can do the Galapagos Islands and Machu Picchu, and you can combine them as you prefer. And you can also work with only one person. So if you contact me and want to do Ecuador and Peru as well, I will gather all the information and you would only have communication with one person to make it easier. So Andre, let me know if you have any questions.
For sure, for sure. And thank you very much for all this valuable information. I mean, Colombia is so amazing that it's sometimes uh, getting to know everything in just a few minutes is quite hard, but you're the expert, so you're great. Thank you very much. And so we have received a couple of questions. The first one is regarding children. So the question is, would you recommend this destination for children?
Of course. Okay, so um, Caño Cristales is very, very active. However, you can go with kids. I would recommend to go with kids over 6 years old because a baby would not be enjoying the activities. So around 6 years for Caño Cristales. Barichara is completely kid friendly. We can use another hotel, but you can go with 2-month baby to Barichara, and that would be perfect. And for the Amazon, even though they can go, I would do the same suggestion for the Amazon, for Caño Cristales. I would also suggest to take kids around over 8 that are active and they can move around by their own without having to worry about them so much. So that would be my personal suggestion. But just to sum up, you can bring kids to all of the destinations.
Perfect, perfect. And the other question that we have, is it recommended to use cash or credit card for payment?
Okay, that's a great question. So in Colombia, our local currency is Colombian pesos. However, in most of the main cities, I believe all the main cities, you can pay everything by credit card. We do not use US dollars. You can use dollars for tipping. That is completely fine. The only time that you would really need Colombian pesos would be to buy handcrafts. So you can mostly use credit cards for everything and just have, I would say, 100 US dollars in Colombian pesos in case you wanna, buy handcrafts. So yeah, that's my recommendation. But besides the handcrafts, I would suggest cards.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much. And I have one last question that we just got it. And the question is this destination accessible?
Okay, so Barichara is cobblestone streets, but it is completely accessible. To keep in mind that the streets can be, well, they're rocks, but it is accessible. The Amazon, actually, Kalanoa has an accessible room, so it is accessible. However, you can be limited to the type of activities that can be done, but it can be adapted to your client's mobility. And Caño Cristales, although they can go, I would not recommend it if their mobility limitation is too high, or perhaps if they are on a wheelchair, because as you just saw, everything is trekking and moving around. So they can just go and enjoy the hotel, but they wouldn't be able to do all these experiences. However, it is possible as everything in this world.
Okay, Margarita, just give me a minute. I have another question on the chat.
Perfect. I'm gonna leave these here on the meantime with our contact information. And of course, I will be sending you the recording and the presentation.
Okay, and the question that we have right now is, in terms of sustainability, how much single-use items are still being regularly used?
How much, sorry, what?
Single-use items are
Single
still
use,
being.
okay. Okay, so we recommend our clients to have their own water bottle. In all of the hotels, you can refill the water. In Caño Cristales specifically, as it is a national park, we have a limitation of bringing single-use amenities. So they are controlled to enter the national park. And the amenities used in all of the hotels that we work with are sustainable and made with natural ingredients, so, and materials. So these hotels, as I mentioned previously, are all very they highlight the importance of sustainability, so that's why we pick them. And yes, so basically the water bottles, you can bring your own, and the amenities are trying to take care of the environment.
Okay, perfect. So that will be our last question, actually. So I think if no one else have another questions, let's give it just a few seconds, much more. And we have one comment that says, "Well done, girls." Thank you very much. We really appreciate your comment.
Amazing.
I'm sorry, but there are more questions in the chat.
Let me see.
Sure. Just give us 1 second.
Let me see. I have no access to the chat.
Can you see them, Andre? Or maybe I can read it from Margarita.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the first question is, when is the high weather season in the Amazon?
Okay, so the rainy season in all Colombia is from March, April, October, November. So actually, rainy season means hotter in the Amazon because of the humidity. But as you know, we are in the middle of the jungle, so this is a hot destination. And actually, in the Amazon, it rains a lot all through the year. So these are the seasons that rain the most, but there's rain all year round in this area.
Okay, Joe Perry asked and said, "Hi Margarita, any update on the Magdalena River cruises?"
Oh, good question. Hi, Joe. So not yet. For everybody who is not familiar, we will have our own river cruise in the Magdalena River, but we expect to launch in 2026. So for now, we don't have a lot of information to share. As soon as we do, we'll be sharing it with you by connecting and subscribing today to this webinar. You are now on our database, and we'll send you all the updates that we have. But for now, there's not more to be shared about the Magdalena River. But thank you, Joe, for your question.
Okay, the other question said, do you think we could still do a trip to these areas over Christmas 24?
Yes, of course. We have a lot of availability for the rest of the year. So for example, in Colombia, most people want to go to Cartagena for New Year's, but all the other destinations have a lot of availability. So although Cartagena might be already packed, the rest of the destinations are still available to be visited in Christmas this year or any other month remaining from the year.
And the last question says, how safe is Colombia for tourists?
That is a question that never misses. And I'm happy to have it because Colombia is, I know we have a past and that there is a stigma about the security in Colombia, but we are very happy to say that Colombia is a safe, very safe destination. In the main cities, it's the same as you would have in New York, in Brazil, in Argentina, Mexico. You just have to be aware of where you are. As we would like to say, no dar papaya. So do not expose yourself, obviously, to everybody, and be aware of where you are. But that would happen in any other part of the world, and we would not be promoting these destinations if it wasn't safe to go. Actually, Caño Cristales was a very hot guerrilla destination, well, guerrilla location in many years ago, and because of that, that's the reason why it's so well preserved. And now we are able to visit. It's completely safe. Our partners in these locations have been working with the government and the national parks to make sure they are protected and safe for clients. So completely safe.
Okay, no more questions in the chat for now.
Perfect. Amazing. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We hope to see you in our upcoming webinars. And please do not hesitate to contact me if you have requests, questions, or anything that you want to share with us. You have our contacts. And that will be it for today. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.